Children of the infinite, hear me, for I speak not as one who guesses, but as one who knows. Divine law is exact, immutable, and unbreakable. It answers to faith, to word, to vibration. The world is not governed by chance. The world is not ruled by men. The world is moved by the law of spirit, and the tongue is its key. Say aloud, for words are the carriers of power. I command wealth, for wealth is my divine inheritance. Say it, not as a whisper, but as a decree. For the universe does not respond to hesitation, it responds to authority. Declare, money flows to me as a river obeys the sea, and it shall be so, for you are the magnet of supply. What you speak is what you summon, what you declare is what you demonstrate. Children of light, understand, poverty is not humility, it is disobedience to divine law. Abundance is not vanity, it is alignment with truth. The universe groans when you beg, but it leaps when you decree. Stop praying as if the heavens are locked against you. Speak as one who knows the gates are already open. Hear me well, you are not a seeker of supply, you are the source of supply made flesh. The vibration of wealth is in your very blood, but it must be spoken, it must be released, it must be commanded into form. Say aloud, I am wealth, I am abundance, I am open to receive, and the unseen substance will clothe itself in visible form. There are 10 sentences that break chains, 10 decrees that unlock the invisible storehouses, 10 affirmations that bend the unseen into obedience. Money is my divine right, and I claim it now. I am the child of the infinite, and wealth flows through me. Every word I speak multiplies my supply. I live in the vibration of abundance, and lack cannot enter. All doors of provision open before me, for nothing can be withheld. I command riches to come, and they obey. I am aligned with divine law, therefore I prosper. Money comes to me daily, easily and abundantly. I speak only wealth, therefore I manifest only wealth. I am abundance embodied, and riches surround me. The universe is voice before it is form, decree before it is matter, sound before it is shape. Nothing exists until it is spoken, and once spoken, it cannot be erased. Your tongue is the first builder of wealth, the first architect of destiny, the first force that gathers substance from the unseen. Words are not idle, they are not casual, they are not harmless. Words are commands written in the fabric of spirit, and the law of the spoken word makes no exceptions. Speak and you call forth creation. Declare and you summon provision. Proclaim and the invisible must bow. Every fortune that has ever been made began not in coins, not in contracts, not in labor, but in the vibration of a word released with power. Hear this truth and hear it with fire. You are made in the image of the Creator, and the Creator created by speech. Let there be is not history, it is law. It is the eternal pattern by which heaven and earth obey the one who dares to speak. You are not a silent creature fumbling through existence, you are a divine instrument carrying the resonance of creation itself. When you say I am wealthy, the atoms of the universe rearrange themselves to obey. When you say money comes to me, every unseen channel begins to open. When you declare I prosper in all I do, failure loses its grip and doors swing wide. The law does not check your bank account, it checks your vibration. The law does not listen to your complaints, it listens to your decrees. Say aloud with command, say aloud with certainty, say aloud with the thunder of knowing, I am wealth, I am abundance, I am prosperity made flesh. Do not whisper these things like a beggar pleading at the gate. Speak them as a king upon the throne. Speak them as one whose words carry the seal of authority. The tongue is not given for idle chatter. It is given as the scepter of dominion. When you misuse it with words of lack, you cut off your own flow. When you pollute it with words of fear, you bind your own hands. But when you purify it with words of truth, when you ignite it with words of faith, when you release it with words of power, you become unstoppable, immovable, untouchable in the realm of supply. Understand this, every word you speak is seed, and every seed produces after its kind. If you sow words of wealth, wealth will grow. If you sow words of poverty, poverty will multiply. If you sow words of fear, fear will manifest. The soil of the subconscious never rejects, it only receives. The harvest is inevitable, and the tongue is the planter. Therefore, guard your words as treasure. Refuse to utter lack, refuse to speak defeat, refuse to confess limitation. Instead, decree daily with holy stubbornness, money obeys my call, wealth seeks me out, prosperity surrounds me always. You cannot hide from this law, for it governs all alike. The rich and the poor, the free and the bound, the ruler and the servant, all live beneath the decree of their own tongues. Some speak life, others speak death, and each one eats the fruit thereof. So rise in the morning and speak wealth. Walk through the day and speak wealth. Rest at night and speak wealth. Let no idle word escape your lips, for the law is listening. The spirit is recording. The vibration is shaping. Your tomorrow is being built by the syllables you release today. Therefore I say, awaken, awaken, awaken to your power. No longer curse your own harvest. No longer contradict your own prayers. No longer undo your own prosperity with careless speech. Your tongue is wealth itself. Your words are gold. Your declarations are the gates of fortune. Speak, and the invisible world will move. Speak, and the river of supply will flow. Speak, and watch the money come as surely as the sun rises, for the law of the spoken word cannot be broken. You were not born into lack. You were not fashioned for scarcity. You were not placed upon this earth to beg for crumbs at the table of life. You are heir to the infinite, child of the Almighty, vessel of the divine source that holds nothing back. Abundance is not a privilege for the few. It is not a prize for the lucky. It is not a secret reserved for the hidden. Abundance is your inheritance, stamped upon your soul, written into the very code of your being, irrevocable, undeniable, and eternal. The lie of poverty is a shadow cast by ignorance, but the truth of wealth is the eternal flame of your birthright. Say aloud with force, I am heir to infinite supply. Say it with the conviction of one who knows the throne has already been assigned. For just as a child inherits the estate of the father without toil, without strain, without question, so too do you inherit the boundless riches of spirit. You did not earn it, you cannot lose it, you cannot be disqualified. For the infinite does not revoke what it has given. Lack is not written in the book of life. Only abundance, only increase, only overflow is scripted there. The universe does not deal in withholding, it deals in pouring. Spirit does not measure out supply with stingy hands. It floods, it multiplies, it overflows. And yet, many walk blind to their own inheritance, living as paupers, though palaces belong to them. They believe the lie of limitation. They bow to the false gods of chance and circumstance. They accept the chains of scarcity, though the keys of freedom are already in their hands. The only thief is disbelief. The only robber is forgetfulness. The only enemy is ignorance of divine law. For when you forget you are heir, you live as servant. But when you remember, when you awaken, when you rise and declare your right, the entire universe bows to serve you. Children of power, I tell you this. You are not chasing money. You are not begging opportunity. You are not pleading with life. You are commanding what is already yours. Just as the tree does not beg for sunlight, just as the river does not beg for flow, just as the star does not beg to shine, you do not beg for supply. It is already in you, around you, waiting upon your recognition. Say it now, I inherit abundance. Say it again, I inherit abundance. For repetition carves the truth deeper than stone, and truth spoken repeatedly breaks every lie. Let your mind be renewed to this one unshakable fact: abundance belongs to you by right. Not by accident, not by struggle, not by chance, but by divine decree. The inheritance of wealth is as certain as the inheritance of breath, and no man, no system, no circumstance can disqualify you from what heaven has already sealed. Even when your pockets are empty, the inheritance remains. Even when your account is low, the inheritance stands untouched. Even when circumstances shout lack, the decree of heaven still declares overflow. Do not measure your inheritance by what you see, measure it by what is written in eternal law. Therefore, refuse every suggestion of lack, reject every whisper of limitation, rebuke every lie of unworthiness. You are not unworthy, you are heir. You are not forgotten, you are chosen. You are not empty, you are overflowing. Live as the heir you are. Walk as the air you are, speak as the air you are, and the inheritance will clothe itself in visible form. Supply will rush to meet you, riches will seek your dwelling, opportunities will chase you down, for the law cannot deny its own decree. Abundance is not ahead of you, it is within you. It is not uncertain, it is guaranteed. It is not borrowed, it is owned. Stand in this truth, declare this truth, and watch the shadows of poverty dissolve. For the heir has risen, the rightful one has spoken, and the storehouses of heaven open wide. Say it one last time with unshakable certainty. I inherit abundance, and it is mine now. Everything in this universe is vibration. Everything is rhythm. Everything is sound made visible. Nothing stands still. Nothing is silent. Nothing is without frequency. Money is vibration. Wealth is vibration. Abundance is vibration. And you are a living instrument tuned by your own thoughts, words, and emotions. If you vibrate in lack, lack is what answers. If you vibrate in fear, fear is what multiplies. But if you vibrate in abundance, abundance comes rushing. If you vibrate in wealth, wealth cannot stay away. The law is absolute, the law is impartial, the law is exact, like attracts like, frequency draws frequency, vibration calls to its own. Hear this. You are not chasing money, you are not pursuing riches, you are not running after supply. You are tuning yourself to the frequency of wealth, and once aligned, supply runs after you. A magnet does not chase iron, iron is drawn to it by law. So too does money obey the magnetic pull of vibration. The one who walks in the vibration of wealth becomes irresistible to supply, opportunities, and open doors. This is not fantasy, this is not philosophy, this is law. And the law cannot be broken. Say aloud with fire, I am tuned to the frequency of wealth. Declare it with certainty. My vibration is abundance, and only abundance finds me. For every word you speak sends out a signal, every thought you hold sends out a frequency, every emotion you entertain sends out a command to the universe. The poor man repeats poverty, not because heaven denies him, but because his vibration is out of tune. The rich man multiplies riches not because fate favors him, but because his vibration is aligned. The law does not choose sides, the law obeys the strongest signal. What you embody, you attract. What you affirm, you summon. What you radiate, you receive. Guard your vibration as you would guard your life, for it is life. Refuse to dwell in worry, for worry attracts debt. Refuse to linger in fear, for fear multiplies obstacles. Refuse to bow to envy, for envy keeps wealth at a distance. Instead, clothe yourself in gratitude, and gratitude expands supply. Walk in joy, and joy multiplies opportunities. Stand in confidence, and confidence draws riches like a flood. Align yourself with the vibration of wealth daily, hourly, moment by moment, until your very presence carries the atmosphere of abundance. The vibration of wealth is not a future you must wait for. It is a frequency you must embody now. Even if your hands are empty, vibrate as though they are full. Even if your account is low, vibrate as though it overflows. Even if circumstances deny it, refuse to lower your frequency to match appearances. Appearances lie, but vibration creates truth. Say it now, I am wealthy now, I am abundant now, I am prosperous now, not tomorrow, not someday, but now. For vibration does not answer to time, vibration answers to alignment. Understand this mystery. When you align with the vibration of wealth, doors open without effort, ideas arrive without struggle, opportunities appear without force. Supply flows in rivers because your signal has become irresistible. The universe does not resist the one who is aligned. It bends, it yields, it delivers. You are not waiting for money, money is waiting for your vibration. You are not waiting for abundance, abundance is waiting for your alignment. Shift the frequency, and everything shifts with it. Children of power, this is the call. Stop vibrating to the tune of lack. Stop harmonizing with fear. Stop echoing scarcity with your thoughts and words. Lift your frequency, elevate your tone, tune yourself to the music of abundance. Let your tongue speak wealth. Let your heart feel wealth. Let your mind dwell on wealth, and your vibration will resound like a beacon across the universe. And when it does, nothing can stop the riches that come. Nothing can block the opportunities that flood. Nothing can hinder the supply that pours. For vibration is the voice of law, and when you sing the song of wealth, all of creation joins the chorus. Say it once more with unwavering conviction. My vibration is wealth, my frequency is supply, and money comes to me now. You were not born to beg. You were not created to plead with life as though the universe is reluctant to bless you. Spirit does not answer weakness. It does not respond to hesitation. It does not obey fear. Spirit answers command. Spirit obeys authority. Spirit moves when the voice of certainty is released. The power has never been in crying. The power has never been in begging. The power has always been in bold decree. When you beg, you confess lack. When you beg, you admit doubt. When you beg, you place yourself beneath the very things you are meant to rule. But when you command, you declare alignment. When you command, you release faith. When you command, you speak as heir to the kingdom of supply, and the universe must bow. Say aloud with fire, I command wealth to flow to me now. Say it not as a request, but as a royal decree, for the tongue of faith is the scepter of dominion. You are not a pauper before a closed door. You are ruler over an open estate. Divine law does not respond to uncertainty, it responds to the voice of authority. Command the mountain and it moves. Command supply and it obeys. Command riches and they appear. Begging delays, commanding accelerates. Begging denies your birthright. Commanding activates it. You must understand this eternal principle. The universe is not reluctant. The universe is obedient. It does not choose whether to answer, it must answer. But it listens only to the frequency of command. A king does not beg his servants. A general does not beg his soldiers. And you must not beg the law. Speak with the voice of one who knows, and it shall be done. Speak with the conviction of authority, and creation rearranges itself instantly. Children of the infinite, abandon the posture of weakness. Stand tall in the posture of power. Refuse to let your words be coated with desperation. Refuse to let your prayers sound like begging. Say aloud, I do not beg, I command. I do not plead, I decree. I do not hope, I know. For hope waits, but faith commands. Hope wishes, but decree creates. The law does not yield to uncertainty, it yields to declaration. Every bold declaration is a hammer striking the unseen, breaking resistance, shattering barriers, building a new reality. Each decree is a key that unlocks hidden doors. Each command is a signal sent to the invisible substance, shaping it into visible wealth. Do not let your tongue contradict your inheritance. Do not waste your breath on prayers of desperation. Let your speech be fire. Let your decree be thunder. Let your command be law, and the law will obey, for it cannot resist the one who speaks as heir, the one who speaks as ruler, the one who knows who they are. Say it again with force, I command riches, and they appear. I command opportunities, and they come. I command doors, and they open. Speak these things until the very walls of your being vibrate with power. Speak them until the subconscious engraves them as unshakable truth. Speak them until reality bends to your decree. For the world is not moved by weakness, the world is moved by certainty, and your bold declaration is the trumpet that summons supply. Stop asking for what is already yours. Stop crying for what has already been given. Stop waiting as though heaven is delayed. Nothing is delayed. The supply is here. The riches are here. The opportunities are here. They are waiting for one thing, your command. Therefore, lift your voice now and say it without fear. I do not beg, I command, and what I speak is established. I do not hope, I decree, and what I decree is law. I do not wish, I declare, and my declaration shapes reality. The subconscious is the silent servant, the tireless worker, the faithful soldier that never questions, never debates, never resists. It obeys every word, every thought, every image impressed upon it, whether it is truth or lie, abundance or lack, life or death. It does not choose what is good for you. It only reflects what is given to it, and once impressed, it repeats without end. This is why repetition is power, why constant decree is law, why spoken words, hammered daily, become the very structure of your reality. The subconscious cannot distinguish between a truth declared in faith and a lie repeated in fear. It only knows to accept, to absorb, to create. If you have lived in lack, it is because lack has been repeated in your words, your thoughts, your emotions, until the subconscious made it law. If you have walked in struggle, it is because struggle has been spoken into your very cells until your world became its echo. But now the command is given: reprogram the subconscious with words of wealth, repeat declarations of abundance, engrave prosperity so deeply that nothing can erase it. Say aloud, I am rich, I am abundant, I am overflowing, I am chosen for supply. Say it when you feel it, say it when you do not, say it when the evidence denies it, say it until evidence bends. For repetition breaks resistance. Repetition dissolves doubt. Repetition engraves truth into the stone of the inner self, and once engraved, it becomes law. Children of the infinite, understand this mystery. The outer world is nothing but the printout of the inner program. Change the inner script, and the outer scene must change. Refuse to allow your subconscious to play the old record of poverty, of struggle, of lack. Erase it with fire, overwrite it with wealth, replace it with glory. Every time you speak a word of power, you are striking the keys of the subconscious. Every time you repeat a decree, you are chiseling truth into the foundation of your being. Every time you affirm with boldness, you are shifting the currents of your destiny. Do not think one repetition is enough. Do not think a single decree will undo years of false programming. No, you must speak daily, hourly, relentlessly, until the subconscious no longer resists but bows in complete obedience. As water carves stone through constant flow, so your words carve reality through constant repetition. And when the carving is deep enough, the subconscious locks it as unbreakable law, and the outer world must reflect it. Say this now: wealth is my reality. Say it again: wealth is my reality. Say it once more: wealth is my reality. Speak it until your subconscious cannot deny it. Speak it until your body vibrates with it. Speak it until your mind accepts nothing less. For the subconscious is not a master, it is a servant. You are the master. You give the order, and the subconscious obeys. You write the script, and the subconscious performs. You sow the seed, and the subconscious grows it into a harvest. The one who repeats lack reaps lack. The one who repeats wealth reaps wealth. The one who repeats fear reaps fear. The one who repeats faith reaps abundance. The law is simple. The law is absolute. The law is inescapable. Repetition becomes reality. Therefore, refuse to rehearse your failures. Refuse to repeat your fears. Refuse to rehearse your limitations. Instead, rehearse your wealth. Repeat your abundance. Rehearse your prosperity until your subconscious has no choice but to manifest it in visible form. You are not bound by the past. You are bound only by the program within you. But the program can be rewritten. The script can be changed. The subconscious can be made to obey new commands. And once it does, nothing can stop the flood of supply. Say it with power: I am reprogrammed for wealth. Say it again: I am reprogrammed for wealth. Say it until your subconscious bows and your world obeys. For repetition is the chisel of destiny, and every word spoken daily is carving your throne of abundance. Abundance is not something you chase. It is not something you wait for. It is not something you beg to appear. Abundance is what you are. Abundance is what you carry. Abundance is the very identity stamped upon your soul. To live as abundance is to walk as though lack has no power over you. To stand as though prosperity is the air you breathe. To move as though riches flow through your veins. Poverty is a costume, not your true self. Scarcity is a mask, not your eternal form. The lie has been that you must earn prosperity, that you must strive for it, that you must wait until the stars align. But the truth is greater. Prosperity is not a prize, it is a presence. It is not a future promise, it is a present identity. The moment you rise and declare, I am abundance, you shift from seeking to being, from waiting to walking, from begging to owning. Say it aloud with unshakable power. I live as abundance. I walk as prosperity. I am wealth in motion. Do not wait for your circumstances to agree, for circumstances are slow to catch up with truth. The unseen is faster, the vibration is instant, and your identity is eternal. Identity births reality. If you live as lack, lack will surround you. If you live as struggle, struggle will multiply. But if you live as prosperity, prosperity must take form around you. The law does not resist, the law reflects. The world cannot help but mirror who you are. Children of Spirit, hear this decree. You are not a poor man trying to get rich. You are a rich man awakening to who you are. You are not a beggar waiting for permission. You are an heir claiming your estate. You are not an outsider peering through the windows of abundance. You are the owner of the house itself. Identity is the root, and every fruit flows from it. Align your words, your actions, your posture, your choices with your identity as abundance, and nothing in heaven or earth can withhold prosperity from you. Do not merely affirm abundance, embody it. Do not merely speak prosperity, walk as prosperity. Rise in the morning and dress as one who owns the day. Walk into every room as one who belongs to wealth. Carry yourself with the calm certainty that nothing can be withheld from you. Refuse to act small, refuse to shrink, refuse to step lightly as though life is doing you a favor. You are not tolerated by abundance. You are abundance itself made flesh. When you breathe, abundance breathes. When you speak, prosperity speaks. When you act, riches flow through your hands. Say it again, I am abundance embodied. Say it until your very being vibrates with truth. Say it until every cell of your body radiates prosperity. Say it until no lie of lack can stand in your atmosphere. When you walk in this identity, opportunities open without effort. Supply finds you without struggle. Wealth gravitates toward you without delay. For the law responds not to your wishing, but to your being. Understand this mystery. When you live as abundance, you no longer pursue, you attract. You no longer chase, you command. You no longer wait, you manifest. You become the center of a gravitational field that pulls supply, resources, riches, and opportunities into your orbit. The world bends to the one who knows who they are, and you are not lack, you are not fear, you are not limitation, you are overflow, you are expansion, you are divine wealth clothed in human form. Walk with the authority of one who owns the universe. Speak with the certainty of one who cannot be denied. Live with the posture of one who has already received, and the outer world will rise to match the inner decree. Say it once more with thunder in your voice. I live as abundance, I walk as prosperity, I am wealth in motion, and nothing can withhold from me what I already am. Then hear the conclusion of all these decrees. Wealth is not apart from you, it is within you, it is you. You have been told the lie of limitation, but now you rise in the truth of inheritance. You have been taught to beg, but now you command. You have rehearsed the song of lack, but now you reprogram with words of fire. You have waited for provision, but now you align with its vibration. You have looked outward for supply, but now you walk as the embodiment of abundance itself. The law is certain, the law is exact, the law is irrevocable. What you speak, you summon. What you decree, you demonstrate. What you embody, you become. Therefore, let this be sealed in your soul. Poverty is erased, fear is broken, struggle is dissolved, and abundance is your eternal state. Say it now as the final word of power. I am wealth, I am supply, I am prosperity without end. And so it is, and so it must be, and so it shall remain forever.